Big start you had at our growth last week. Has this sort of continued through the week now? Is the momentum up there? Is the morale up as a result of that now?
The morale was definitely up. Of course, once you get your first win, it was a long period of time. We'd never tasted a victory, didn't we? So I think once you get the first one, you can build on that. Then people start believing, don't they, that they're a good team and they can win games. And I know they've been really unlucky in previous matches, so that was encouraging to me that we weren't far away. I think on Saturday they managed to take their chances when we had them, although we could have taken many more chances. But I think that definitely there's a bit of momentum there. We obviously need to continue that. We don't know how much momentum is there, but we certainly have got a wee bit of confidence. I think there's a wee bit more belief in the squad that actually go out and win matches.
Players are saying there's a bit more intensity in the training as well. Are you expecting that to convert into higher fitness levels, maybe 5-6 weeks along the road?
Yes, I mean every coach works differently. Of course, when you get a victory, everything's brilliant, isn't it? Everybody thinks everything's turned round. I know the team was close before, and I'm sure they were working 100% before. Yes, I've got my style of coaching. Every coach is different. I push the players as hard as I possibly can. And when you win a game, your first game, I think maybe people buy into that much quicker.
There had been a tendency to lose late goals, and I wrote to pull you back too. Is that something you're focusing on? Basically conceding goals, particularly towards the latter part of the game. Yeah, I suppose we don't want to concede goals anytime, do we? Really, so it doesn't matter. Of course, I think once the first goal goes in on Saturday, you could see the nerves, couldn't you? Of course, I've not been a part of that, but I actually watched it in front of me. The players did definitely then start to get a little bit nervous because the confidence had been low, and they struggled to clear their lines. You could see that once the first goal went in, we sunk back into our defensive shape too much. So it's difficult, but it's human nature, because we're winning. We're comfortable winning, all of a sudden a freak goal goes in and you can see the confidence just draining for the players a little bit. It's my job to make sure they try and trust their shape a lot better and they keep a good defensive line up the pitch more. But I think it's just human nature, and you tend to defend what you've got. But obviously it's instilling that belief that to trust your shape, to make sure they stay up the pitch and not to sink too much back into your own box, which causes you difficulties. Last one for me, just your general thoughts on the Partick game.
Yeah, well, they're a very good team, aren't they? I mean, I've wrote down a couple of wee things. They've scored a whack of goals. They're scoring for fun. They've got a good front three there. It's going to be a tough game. As I said, they've been away from home. They've scored 4 at Ayr. They've scored 4 at Morton. So, they're scoring goals for fun. It's going to be a difficult game. They scored 3 on Saturday against Dunfermline. So, they're a high-scoring team. They've really got a lot of good players. We're going to have to be at 100%. We're going to have to be right on it to get anything.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What have you made of the squad as a whole? Now you've had a good week or so to work with.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the names, the faces, and all that. Now I'm starting to get the positions. Obviously, the first couple of days I struggled a little bit, but now, we think we've got a good squad. That's why they're here. Obviously, they've been bought for a reason. They've been brought in for a reason. And for whatever reason, it's not just quite happened over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think they've been a little bit unlucky, but I've been really pleased with the reaction. Obviously, a new manager, you're going to get a little bit of bounce there. I think that's happened, and every coach works differently, so there will be a bit of an adaptation time.
Yeah.
We did change the training regime, we did change the days off and the days in, etc., things like that. So it'll take a bit of time for the squad to get used to the way I work. Of course, when you get your first victory, as I said, that kind of buys everybody in much quicker. Mm-hmm. Of course, everybody was looking for the result on Saturday. The amount of phone calls and texts I got saying well done was incredible, really, all up and down the country. So it's nice to get that off away and done. Yeah. So we've won, and that's it. So we can move on now. And of course, we will lose games. It's just football. You're going to lose games, but we've got over the first one of the season, which is really good, and I think that makes the players believe again that they're good players.
There were great scenes at the end, obviously celebrations. Was it important to you to make that first sort of bond with the fans?
I never thought about it because I don't think about these things. You're an emotional guy, as you know, but I think absolutely the club, the fans are the blood of the club, aren't they? They're the lifeline to the club. They'll always be here. guys like myself pass through, don't they? We pass through, we want to be here forever, but we know as managers that doesn't happen. But the fans will always be here. It's their club. And I think, obviously, I was emotional myself to get the first 3 points, and so were all the players. And I know, because it's the type of guy, no matter how much money these fans spend, they're travelling up and down the country, they've never seen a victory. It was fantastic to celebrate them for that moment, you know. And it is nice to connect. You've got to connect, haven't you? It's their club. No, I'm here for them.
And that training ground intensity that's been mentioned, you know, you want to see that translate to the pitch, and we saw it already at Arbroath. You know, I think it's setting your team out to be an example. You'll be the hardest working team in the league, and that gives you a start, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly want to be given 100%, don't we? And that's it. And that's what it's all about, is to give 100%. Just give what you've got, and that's it. And if you come off the pitch, or any day's work, if you put in 100% in your graft, you come off the pitch or off any work site, any building site, anywhere, you're a happy man.
Yeah.
So I think the players gave that, but of course we won. So everything's like, oh, you know, but if you got beat, they still gave 100%,
yeah. Didn't
they? They still gave everything. And to be fair, it actually looked like the last 5 or 10 minutes both were going to get an equaliser. But we defended the box manfully. I thought they were magnificent in the box, defending things, throwing their bodies in the line. They were really defending that lead. Of course, they hadn't scored many goals up to that point. But yeah, you've got to work extremely hard than anything. You're not going to get anywhere, are you?
I made Louis Longstaff man of the match, and I heard a lot of fans say that was probably his best performance in an Inverness jersey. You must have been impressed with how he carved them open.
He did brilliant, didn't he? Yeah. He got his goal. I can't quite see the goal, how it's went in, but it's went in. He made an assist. He got him down the pitch well. He got a bad knock, didn't he? There was a lot of blood involved. Young guy, good player, you know, and that's the type we're looking for. But I thought everybody had done really well, but he particularly did very well. I thought the defenders did well. I thought really they all played well. They all played really well. Obviously the strikers scored, they chipped in, the 2 strikers chipped in with goals, which is important because we can't win if we can't score. Goalkeeper makes a save at 3-1 to keep us in the match. So I think all round they put in a really top shift. Physically, but also tactically and technically, they were very good, and I was really pleased.
Is Longstaff okay for the weekend?
Yeah, everybody's fighting fit. Everybody's available pretty much. So, the other ones who weren't available are still not available, yeah. Like the captain and Danny. He's not there.
Last week was your first game, this weekend's your first home game. Does that bring a different kind of excitement and anticipation going into that?
Excitement, yeah, because I'm in front of the home fans. I've never thought about that as that way, you know what I mean, because I just think it was a football match, but no, but it does. I suppose in that, obviously I thought about coming into the home stadium, but we want to win, we want to play well, we want to compete. It's exciting, but it was exciting for me last week. You know, because we're desperate for the 3 points, and we're still desperate for the 3 points. We're still at the bottom of the league. We've got to make sure we're focused. It's going to be a tough game. Partick to me or be one of them. I'll certainly be in there, up there, fighting for promotion. If not getting up, they'll be pushing Dun United all the way, I would think. So yeah, it's one of the informed teams. They score a lot of goals, but we're at home. So I expect a big performance by the players, and as long as they give me everything, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to win, draw, or lose, but hopefully we get a result, you know, a positive result.
And that win last week also took you off the bottom of the league. What does that do mentally for a player and a management team? Just to get off.
Yeah. Well, I think player-wise, definitely, yeah, because obviously I think when I mentioned it, we're off the bottom. I didn't realise that myself. It's only goal difference, isn't it? But yeah, it's all positive. And but it's the 3 points. If we can back that up with another 3 points, but then we're really flying, don't we? That's really is a great start. But if we don't, then we're back where we are. So we need to try and capitalise on what we did last week, try and build on it, and try and get a positive result for Saturday. It's not going to be easy. The fans will know that, but if they get fans behind us like they did last week away, if we can have the same support, keep with us. We'll not always be scoring 3 goals or 2 goals in the first 30 minutes, you know. So if they keep us to the 90 minutes, that's all I can ask for. And if the players give everything, the fans give everything, and we walk away at the end of the 90 minutes, and what will be, will be.
suppose just to check that you haven't got anything happening transfer-wise, any loans or anything that you were...
Yeah, we've got a couple of trialists in, really, having a look at them. Free transfers. Nothing really on loan at the moment. But it's just trying to look for a few free transfers. We've got one or two in the building just now, trying to look at them.
Yeah. Just you mentioned about the goodwill messages that came after the game. Do you mind me asking, what was the most surprising one that came in? Was there anyone that, from far and wide that?
I'll give you one that was really far. Stephen Gerrard, for instance, So he's looking at the result and he's out in Saudi. So that was the furthest one away. But there's a lot of football guys that are obviously up and down the country, and they're all wishing me well. You know what I mean?
It got such publicity as well. Everyone was talking about it.
That's it. I mean, it's like anything, innit? You're set up for the fall, aren't you? At the end of the day, everybody's looking for a result. We all wanted it to be positive, but of course, and we got the positive result, which was good. But you could have lost again.
Right.
And then what happens then? So, but we've won, and we've got to embrace that, and we move on to the next one, and we go again. And as I said, we're at the bottom of the league. Mm-hmm. We need to push on.
Yeah.
And then we need to win games, and that's it. We're a bad position. 3 points has helped us. Now we can back that up. That's going to push us into a good position. But of course, it's not going to be easy against Partick, is it?